In this video, I'm going to talk about AWS EC2 service. EC2, that means ECC, Elastic Compute Cloud. So this is a virtual server service in AWS. So we can create virtual servers as per our need. So what you can do, look for EC2 in the AWS search once you log in, and then click on Launch Instance. And then once you click on this, you can give it a name. So I'm gonna name it as Nginx server. I'm gonna choose Ubuntu. You can choose any OS as required. You can have Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, and other distributions. So I'm gonna stick with Ubuntu, and that we call it AMI. That's Amazon Machine Image we call it. Okay. So this is the basic image. This contains everything to load an operating system. And the right side you can choose how many servers you want. So in this case I'm just gonna stick with one for now. And then if you scroll down, you can see instance type here. So what it does, what does it mean actually? So if you want to buy a laptop, so you're gonna go out to the store and you're going to look for how much CPU power it has and how much RAM it contains. So based on that, you're going to spend money on that. So the same way works here. So if you want, if you can choose as per your need. If you need a bigger machine, then you need to pay a bit higher. You can see the price as well here per hour. So they charge it usually per hour. We call it this one as on-demand instance. So we got different kinds of instances. In later lectures, I'll be discussing what are spot and reserved instances. So these we can use it for cutting the price. For now, just don't worry about them. And here I'm going to stick with T2 Micro. So that comes under free tier. So that's fine. And then choose a key pair. So this is the key we are going to log into this machine once you launch it. And then create a new key pair. I'm going to say EC2 demo. If you want to use that's PuTTY software, then go with this one. If you want to use a terminal or a command prompt, then just go with .pem. So I'm going to go with .pem. It doesn't matter which mode they use to connect. The matter is what you're doing inside this server. So create key pair, and it downloads the private key. So basically we need to keep private key ourselves, and the public key AWS keeps it themselves. So while launching the instance, we are using this EC2 demo now. So they load this public key inside this new server, so that we can use this private server to connect to it. So assume it like this is your key and this is your lock. So this lock is gonna go to your home, the doors, and you're gonna keep this key with yourself. That's assume it like that. And here if you scroll down, you can see network settings. Click on edit, then choose your VPC. If you don't know what is VPC, just jump back to the previous videos, and then you will get an idea. And then here I am enabling public IP because this is web server. I'm exposing to internet, so that's why. And then here I'm gonna create a new security group, EC2 demo. If you have one, you can use an existing one as well. So I'm just gonna go with a new one. And here we chose Linux instance. That's why they are trying to open port 22 automatically in here. So I'm fine with that. If you choose Windows, it's gonna be 3389 RDP port. So that's fine. I'm just gonna open only this port for now and scroll down. So don't worry about this networking configuration. So we don't need this for now. And this one is 8 GB storage. That means it's in simple words, it's an SSD or a hard disk in our system. So while buying your laptop, you're gonna look for how much storage it has. So that's the same thing here. So you can at the moment we are happy with 8 GB. If you need more storage, you can increase it. That's the flexibility with the cloud. So if you need more storage, you can get it easily. So that's it for now. Scroll down. So we're gonna look into advanced. Maybe we can do this later about user data. So for now, just launch a machine. Just click on launch instance. So it's been up and running now. Security groups, if you go for, so what happens actually when you launch an instance, it usually creates an interface. That's we call it network interface, ENI we call it, Elastic Network Interface. So this is usually attached to our EC2 machine. You can see instance ID. That's fine. Here you can see the security group is attached to this EC2 group. Okay, sorry, this ENI, and that ENI is attached to our EC2. So if I show you visually, so this is your EC2, and you have your NIC card, NIC card, ENI, and then you have your security group attached to it. So this is what happened in the behind the scenes. Sorry about this bad diagram. This is your EC2, and this is ENI, Elastic Network Interface Card. The reason to call it Elastic, whenever you see Elastic in AWS, that means you can flex it easily. That means you can even detach it here. You can attach it to some other instance. Even you can increase the size when it comes to storages, that EBS. So we will discuss those in later lecture. That's fine. So this is your SC in shortcut, security group. This is like a virtual firewall for your EC2. This is where you can control your traffic. Whether you want to allow some ports, you can allow it. By default everything is disabled. Okay. We had a lecture on this one in the last class, so please watch that video to understand what is security groups and NACLs. That's fine. Jump back here. We got our public IP to this instance, so just copy the public IP. We have our key in the download folder, so go back there and just enter CMD here. So just let me increase the size. That's fine. Now you can do SSH space. By default, if you choose Ubuntu machine, the by default user is Ubuntu. At the right, that public IP, and then you can give it -i, that's the input file, and give that file name we just downloaded, EC2 demo. That's it. Connect it. So if you see any permission error on that key, you can run the command chmod 600 and that give that key name. Of course, this gonna this is Windows, that's why we don't need to do this command now. If you're using Mac or other Linux machine, you need to run this command. Okay, that's fine. Let me do CLS for clear screen and use Apache to connect. Now inside this, we are inside this machine now. Just do sudo su. So the first command I'm going to run apt update. So it's going to update this Linux machine. It's been updated now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to install Nginx web server with this command. So if you try to visit this public IP, you're not going to see anything for now, because this virtual server doesn't have anything to listen. So that's why we are installing this Nginx. So it's been installed. You can check it with systemctl status and Nginx. Oh, Nginx, it's up and running now. If you go back again, just refresh the page. Now you can see the default page you're supposed to see. The reason we are not seeing it, we need to open port 80. So this is basically HTTP works on port 80 and HTTPS works on port 443. So for now, go to security group and open that port in inbound rules. So port 80, or you can choose HTTP from anywhere. So if you want to secure SSH with your basically we are allowed anyone to connect from anywhere if they have the key. So in production we don't do this, so we usually give our IPs, then only we can access this specific port from this IP only. So if you have multiple if you are multiple users to access on port 22, you can give them multiple IPs for every user. So that's fine for now. I'm just gonna stick with my IP. That's a security feature. So if I refresh it now, I open port 80. Now I can see that default page, welcome to Nginx, it says. So what I'm going to do now, then I'm going to connect to my I have a domain. I bought it. You can bought this, you can bought any domain with the .shop or .xyz. So those are going to be cheaper, so you will get it under 200 rupees. Please buy any domain and practice it, so that makes you understand how DNS works. So even you can feel it like you're really doing something like how they do in production. That's fine. I got the domain here. I bought it at GoDaddy, so I'm gonna go to the domain now. So click on DNS. So we need to update those DNS. I'm gonna put that IP address of my server to here. So click on add DNS record. So here you can see different kind of records. So a record for IPv4, you can see the placeholder. It shows only 4 places. If you look for AA, it's gonna be IPv6. You can look again. And TXT records for verifying something. If you want, that's what we're gonna do soon with Let's Encrypt for getting SSL certificate. So that's to get HTTPS for our website. Okay. And then MX records for mail servers. In future videos I might make a video on that. And SRV, I can see this new one, SRV and HTTPS. There were no DNS records kind of this one. Name servers we got. So these decide where do we need to host our DNS records, these name servers. So we already do have name servers, that's pointing to our GoDaddy itself. So we can create our records here only. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick with a record now. Just come back to our EC2 instance and copy this public IP and paste it here. But there is a cache. There is a cache actually. So once I stop this instance and start it again, I'm going to get a new IP. So this IP is going to change. Let's check that in action. I'm going to stop it. It stops in a while. So once it stops, this public IP disappears. Once you start it, you're gonna get a new public IP, and the settings and everything will be they don't change because they are storing inside this storage. It's like a disk, so nothing is gonna change. All the settings will remain same, except this public IP, and the private IP is gonna be same as well. So in interview might ask you that if you stop an instance, whether the public IP and private IP is going to change. So you could say that the public IP is going to change. If you start it again, you're going to get a new IP, but private IP remains same. Then they ask you, then how can I don't want to change the public IP even if you stop it. Then how are you going to achieve it? So you could say we got elastic IPs for that. So click on here, because just imagine you started an instance, you got an IP, you went to DNS records and you updated it. Later you stopped that instance and started again and you got a new IP. Now you need to change here as well. So that's everything, every time changing is, it's a messy job. So that's why we can go with elastic IP. So that's a static IP. And one more thing I forgot to mention, if you reboot the instance, the IP won't change. Okay. If you stop it and start it, it's gonna change, but we have an option called reboot. If you reboot it, it doesn't change. Okay. So now I'm gonna go to elastic IPs, and then I already created one, so I'm gonna use only this one. If you don't know how to do, I'm gonna show that. If you release it, that means it disappears, it goes away, you won't get it back. Maybe you can get different IP, but that's the same IP, you won't get it back. Just click on allocate elastic IP and stick with the defaults one. Click on allocate. Now you got this IP, and then actions, then associate. So choose your instance and then associate. Now you just attach this public IP to your instance. The advantages of this elastic IP, it doesn't change this, and just imagine you are maintaining maybe you are maintaining something on the instance. So what you can do, you can create another you can take a snapshot. We call it AMI. We'll discuss this in later lectures as well. It's like a backup. You can create a AMI, and what you can do, you can launch a new instance by using that AMI, and then what you can do, you can detach this elastic IP from this machine. You can, there's an option to dissociate, and then you can attach it to that machine. So that's how it is. You can straight away forward your traffic to that new machine. Maybe you're going to have a bit of downtime, but still that's fine in these scenarios. Okay. And what happens if your instance is running, they won't charge you for this elastic IP, but if you stop your instance, there will be some minor charges, just negligible charges around $2 to $3 or $4. I don't know exactly, but there will be some charges for that. So just make sure. But if it is running, they won't charge you. Now we are associated this with our instance. Did I do? I think yes. Yeah, that's fine. I associated it now. So if I go back to this instance, let me start it again. Now I got a new IP. You can look it here, but once it attaches this EIP, yeah, that's what I got actually. That's not new IP. That's elastic IP. That's ends with 85.150. Yeah, that's what we see here. Now I'm going to copy this and update in our DNS records at GoDaddy. This is a name actually, so just put at the right and that IP and type going to be a record. Click on save, and these records are gonna propagate it quickly. Wait for a while and let this instance up. It's been up and running now. Let's copy that public IP again. Yeah, I can see the welcome page. This one is the old one, so it's not going to work. Close this tab, and the domain name is adya.shop. So if I go to terminal, if I do ns lookup space adya.shop, that's my domain. If I look it, it's resolving to my router only, so that's not what I expected. I wanted to see this our new EC2 instance IP. Let me try again. Let me try from this terminal, download itself, CMD. Okay, first let's connect it to our machine now. We need to give that new IP and then -i and the key name. Click on yes. We are in. I'm gonna do sudo su for admin privileges. If I do ns lookup from here, let's see, adya.shop. Yeah, it's resolving to our EC2 instance IP. So if I visit adya.shop now, maybe it shows HTTPS. Just make sure to type HTTP. Come on, maybe it's been cached. If I open new tab in incognito, let's see, adya.shop. Yeah, it's automatically redirected to HTTPS, but we haven't configured that yet. I just wanted to see the default page for Nginx, but still automatically redirecting it. That's fine, because this proves that ns lookup, it's redirected to our IP only, our instance. Now let's configure SSH. So let me try it in other browser. I think it works here. Still HTTPS only. Come on. HTTP. That's fine. Maybe you could try curl HTTP adya.shop. Now you can see that welcome page. So it proves that it's redirected into our EC2 machine. Now let's configure as HTTPS for this domain. Let's do that. How you gonna do? Actually, you need to run a command. Okay, let me get that command from my YouTube channel. Yeah, before that, open port HTTPS as well. So that's works on port 443. So just open it. Even it redirects. You can see, I believe, without certificate as well, with an error. If I That's fine, nothing to worry. Let's generate the key for it. I forget that you can look for TLS. This video. Today I'm going to show you how to create it. If you scroll it down, you can see the command. Yeah, we need this command. From here, copy it, go back and paste it. Okay, that comes in two different lines. Let me do, yeah, let me copy from here, paste it. It didn't work. Let me try again. Yeah, before that, what you can do, you can run apt install Certbot. Press yes. Now what I'm going to do, let me correct this command. You can put your email address. I'm just gonna stick with it. This is where you will receive notifications, because this certificate expires within 90 days. So here it should be directory. I don't know, when I copied, maybe some lines were missed. That's fine. And change the domain name, and here as well. That's it. Copy it, come back and paste it. Again, I can see some yeah, this is the culprit. This is where we are getting in a new line. Let me remove this and copy the remaining part. I'm gonna correct this in that AWS that YouTube video comment, so you don't need to worry. So that's fine. Sharp, that looks fine. We are getting TLS for all wild. Well, this is a wild card, we say. So for all subdomains and the domain as well. Click on enter. Now it's going to ask you to create a couple of TXT records, because we need to prove that we are the owner of this domain. So you need to put this name and with this value. I'm gonna copy it. Maybe let me move it a bit. I copied it, then my bad. Then go back to DNS records and click on create new record and choose TXT. That's what they ask you to do, and the name should be underscore ACME-challenge. So make sure to put the right name and paste the value, so that ends with WM. That looks fine, and save it and just wait for a while, and then you can do the Google again. If I type underscore ACME, yeah, I can see that here. Just click on TXT record. Yeah, we can see the WM. So it's been updated. Now I can enter. Yeah, it's gonna ask you to create another record with the same name. So copy, go back, DNS again, click on add record txt, and then the same name with a different value, and save it. So that ends with E0. So let's make sure it's been updated. Click on anything and then click on txt again. You need to see the couple of records that we created. Click on somewhere, txt again. It takes a while sometimes. Let me run this in a new command prompt. So I can run ns lookup -type equal txt. I think, let me see this is correct or not. Yeah, I can see that it's resolving to this IP. That's fine, don't worry. Just come back here again and just refresh it. Probably you're gonna see that soon. Yeah, now you can see that a couple of records now. Okay, now you can confidently enter. Yeah, now you got the certificates under this directory. Okay, so leave or there at shop, live or there at shop. Okay, and this one. Now we need to configure Nginx to use those keys. For that, what you can do, simply you can copy this. You can use ChatGPT to understand this one. Okay, so this is not a complicated one, but for now just follow this process. You need to go to whenever you install something, the configuration files mostly saves in /etc directory and the software name we installed. So in my case, /etc Nginx. So if you look here, you can see sites available and sites enabled. So just don't worry about sites enabled for now. Jump into the sites enabled. cd to sites enabled, and you can see default one. Just remove it. We don't need it. I now create this new one where you can name it anything but make it meaningful. So I'm gonna say other shop. You don't even need this extension. You can just name it anything. It doesn't matter. And paste that. Oops. Let me do this. Let me use cat command. Cat redirection to that file and paste it. Then enter and Control C. Then Control L for clear. Then use up arrow for the previous command. Now what I'm going to do, I need to change this one. So I don't want to change individually from here and over and there. What I can do, we have a shortcut. Just press colon. Now you can see colon and then $S. S stands for substitute, and then look for the thing when I ready. Okay, and I want to replace it with Adya, and everything shop and everything will be same. So then / and G, the global elements everywhere, wherever you have that when I ready, it's gonna replace. That's fine. Now everything is updated, even the path as well for that key. You can make sure we got the output from here. From here, oh, I closed that. That's fine. When we generated the certificate at the end, we receive this path. So make sure to use the right path in here, and everything is as is. Now I'm gonna say shift and ZZ, so it's saved. So just to make sure, just type Nginx -t, just to make sure syntax looks fine. Nginx -t. So if you see successful, that's fine. Let me make a mistake in that. So let's see how you're gonna get an error. So if I maybe if I enter I or something like this, if I do Nginx -t now it says test failed. It shows that which file has that error and the line number as well. It says 16. So I just want you to understand, that's why I'm showing this. So if I colon and then set space number, Yeah, now you can see the 16, and that's an issue. So this way you can figure out. So I saved it. I'm gonna restart it now. systemctl restart and Nginx. Yeah, that's fine. Now if I go back again, if I refresh it, it must show actually. Let's wait. And let me open it here. Let me check that open port 443. That looks fine. Let me try in different browser. Okay, it says forbidden now. That's fine, because we need to go to basically the code we are getting here. It should be under this directory, okay, cd var www html by default. So if I come back here, so let me delete this file for now. We don't have any files now. Let me create index.html. I'm gonna say h1. This is just a basic HTML, okay, and /h1. Now go back. That's fine, maybe it's cached on that browser. Come back here. Now you can see that hello world. So just to I just want to make it beautiful. I'm gonna do ChatGPT, and then make a static website using HTML and CSS in a single file. Say happy birthday in a beautiful page. Just a sample code, doesn't matter, just to feel it like a real website. So you can use this EC2 for running applications. Maybe you could run web applications, even you can run machine learning, you can host APIs, backend code, so everything you can do on this here. So that's fine. It's gonna give you a sample code. Just copy it and come back to terminal again under this location var www, then use command cat redirection, so it replaces everything inside that file, and paste it and Control C. Come back here again, just restart it. So boom, we got it. So this is how you can use EC2, and in later lectures I'm going to deep dive into user data and IAM roles and everything. And that's everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and share the channel if you find it useful. Thank you. Thanks.